Hey everybody, before this episode of the Johncast starts, I'd like to mention that this podcast is available on Spotify and SoundCloud. Links will be down in the description below. And I hope you enjoy watching this episode of the Johncast. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Johncast. I'm your host John, of course, and we are here today with...
It's me, Alan.
Okay, Alan, aka A-Train.
Oh yeah.
Now, why do they call you A-Train at your work?
Apparently he's a superhero in The Boys, but we didn't know that at the time. I haven't seen the show either, but the reason is that I was running around and just furiously working because I'm a workaholic, so I just don't stop and just sprinting around everywhere, sliding around corners. And so they'd be like, "There's no brakes on the A train."
Oh my god, that's so funny. I thought they just made it up. I thought that's
yeah. Well, yeah, they did make it up, but later on, someone said, "Oh, are you referencing the one superhero?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. I guess maybe he's a villain. I don't know."
Okay, I gotta watch The Boys now. I need context.
Oh, yeah.
He must be like the Flash character where he runs super fast.
I guess. I mean, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they say other things like, "Ain't no brakes on the A train," and then my oven's workstation is the train station, right?
Wait, your oven workstation?
Yeah, so there's a double-decker oven, and it goes like 8 feet tallish, probably. Yeah, maybe not right, but it's pretty tall, and it's kind of like out of the immediate sight of the line for all the line chefs to see. So I'm gonna be running around doing whatever, and I'm supposed to just run over and check on it. And for a reason, it's now called the train station, even though I don't check it the most, and some other people will check it more often than I will. It's still called the train station.
Whoa, hold on. Why is it that tall?
It's 2 ovens on top of each other. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't know. It doesn't really make that much sense to me that it's like on top.
Yeah, there's this there's at least like 1.5 feet on the top of the oven. That's just like, I have no idea, some sort of heating component in there. It has this fan in there, so when you flick the so you're done with the oven, what have you, you can open up the doors and flick it onto fan mode, and it just goes like a jet engine in there, and just whoosh, it's so loud. And the oven might have been 400 degrees. Now everywhere is getting 400 degree temperature, wind coming out, and it's so hot, but it's so loud. And then, but it cools it down so quick, and then you can just turn off the oven and whatever.
Oh, I was about to say, aren't you like in there like 24/7? That would be a pain.
Yeah, it doesn't get really hot in there. There's a clock on the wall that's got a thermometer, and when it goes over 100 degrees, it just says very hot. It doesn't tell you what the temperature is. It just says very hot. It's gotten a lot better now because in the ceiling is something called the hood, which sucks up all the air, because you have a lot of grease, or say your fryer cooking, or you have things in your grill or stove tops or what have you. There's going to be a lot of just either smoke, grease, or whatever just going into the air. So the hood just sucks all that up, and that needs to be cleaned. And it's like black tar in there.
Oh my god!
You have to clean that out. It's so much degreaser. Oh my goodness!
Wait. Does it take a while to clean it?
I mainly clean all the filters, which are these metal grates that hang over it, and those need to be cleaned minimum once a week. And then they hired this one guy who comes by. I don't know how often. He usually is in on my day off, so I don't know. But he goes and cleans the whole unit, which I don't know if that means it cleans it all the way up to the roof or not, like the whole chimney system or whatever it's got. Yeah. That sounds pretty annoying.
Why is it so dirty?
This is all the grease that comes up from it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's just a lot of cooking, or a lot of frying, or grilling, or whatever. And you don't really think about it at home because you only just grill one or two things. But if it's just oh my goodness, hood wipes. You have these antiseptic wipes, which are essentially like tissues that are just wet, and you wipe them on things, and grease just comes right off. Oh, they're so good. I don't know what they're called.
They're not using baby wipes. So.
No. You're always supposed to be wearing gloves, and you should be technically wearing a mask, so they're not baby wipes. You should not be touching those with your skin. Yeah.
Not made for babies, I guess.
No.
Okay, so I think we were talking about this like a week ago, but you encountered a wine tasting guy, right?
Oh, yeah, Brian. Or, well, I guess there's many, but Brian's the one I'm familiar with, yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, he kept describing the wine in different ways.
Yeah. So he brought in this, I believe it was Southern Italian wine. It was like $300 a bottle or something like that. And I don't know if that's from the winery price, because usually what you buy in stores, and especially at resorts, is price hiked so high. Like a restaurant can get straight to the winery for way cheaper. Way cheaper than what you can buy in stores normally. Like a bottle that might be $40 for you at a restaurant is $16.
Wait, why is that?
They're just price hiking it a lot. But there's like a lot of reasons to it. There's also like a corking fee, which is like if you're in the restaurant, they charge you like maybe $15 to $50, depending on the place, to just open the bottle of wine. This is also for if you bring in your own wine bottle and they'll cork it, I believe. And the idea is that the wine is kind of like, it's like a razor and shaver kind of a deal, or ink cartridge and printer type of thing. And it helps really like pay for, say, some of the bartenders or a certain staff, or bussers or whatever. It's just a nice little influx of cash that they can spend on those people.
Wait, but you said they cost $50 just to open it?
Yeah, some restaurants do $50. Others are free. Sometimes, like our place, 1 or 2 times a week, we have there's no corking fee, and wine it can be upwards of half off.
No, you gotta be kidding me. Why?
Not the really expensive bottles. So I'm pretty sure they're not putting up the $300+ bottles of wine for half off.
But just for opening it though, like.
Yeah, I know. That blew my mind. I'm like, what
the fuck?
And then the bartender, she explained to me that I can't remember all the details, but it made sense, from a business standpoint. It was like, oh, all right, whatever. Yeah, and they're telling me that it's very common for people to go to a restaurant is they spend way more money on the wine than on the food itself, which blows my mind.
Do you think it's worth it though?
I guess. I mean, the Southern Italian wine was, or whatever it was, I guess it doesn't really matter. Southern Italy, very rural, much more vineyards and stuff. Northern Italy, very wealthy, kind of snotty towards the southern half. But I don't know the difference between those, but yeah, it tasted really good. There was no bad aftertaste in it. Like from drinking a cheap wine, it was so smooth. It was really nice. You could tell it was nice.
Really, no aftertaste. Usually there's an aftertaste.
Yeah, there's like that weird, like, or like a dryness to it. It didn't have that. No dryness. It didn't have that weird aftertaste. I guess that's what you get for paying for that, which is cool. But like, that's not cool enough for me to spend $300.
Yeah. But you were talking about how like the guy describes the wine and weird ways.
Yeah, no, he gave it to me, and he's like doing the snifter, which is where you like it's also a type of glass, a snifter glass, which I'm not very knowledgeable on, but you swirl it and you sniff it, and and you just try to get the aromas from it and be like, what's in this? And he was trying to teach me how to do that, and he's like, you smell the lavender in that? Oh, the chocolatey. Oh, and I'm like, what? I didn't want to be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I just said, huh, oh, yeah, lavender. All right. Meanwhile in my head, I'm like, what is lavender? Little purple flowers or something? What does that got to do with wine? Like, what?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Or no, and then drinking it, I kind of drank it like a shot instead of, sipping it slowly.
Could you taste the lavender?
No, I don't know what he was talking about. Maybe he was just talking about like a flavor profile or like he also said velvety as well.
Oh yeah.
Like words I remember them saying are like velvety, chocolatey, foreign, exotic. Like lavender. Like what are you talking about? What's chocolatey mean? What is an exotic flavor? What is a foreign flavor? It's grapes. It's wine at the end of the day. It's not made out of an alien fruit. What?
But it was just regular wine when you tasted it. There was no like
crazy new flavor in there. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so I don't know what he's talking about, but I tried to humor him. So
right.
I mean, he gave me a really nice glass of wine. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, well, I can't see what you're talking about. You're crazy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, but like, I remember there's this episode of Conan, and like he goes to this wine guy, and the wine guy is like, "Oh, this wine is very elegant," or whatever. Did he describe it that way?
Yeah. They'll definitely say things like elegant, foreign, or as I said, exotic, chocolatey, lavender, velvet.
Yeah.
I think he said snowy one time, which again, I don't know what that means.
No, but like. No, but
yeah.
Why do they stir it up or like they move it around?
Yeah, they swirl it in like the snifter glass and they sniff it.
Why
I don't know.
That? Why do they stir
it's
it
like
up?
I think it might be, for my guess, is if you have like a really old bottle of wine, there can be like some like flakiness or maybe some chunkiness, or it can be from the cork falling apart in there, or what have you, or just like little bits of, I don't know what to call it other than that. When you drink a coffee and there's that little bit of like the fine dust of coffee powder in there, think like that.
Is that why they do it? I feel
I don't know. Like it's to help, like if the bottle's been sitting around forever, it's like to swirl it up and just kind of make it uniform again. Oh. I know that if you leave a bottle of wine open for like a day or two, it's done. Just chuck it or use it for cooking. It loses a lot of its flavor and becomes like vinegar.
Okay.
Which, if I remember right, vinegar literally is French for meaning sour wine.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I mean, that makes more sense.
That's what I'd assume. But other than that, they're just being pretentious. I don't know.
Yeah. But like that's their job, stirring wine. Can you believe that?
Yeah. And that along with like the smelling it, I couldn't smell what he was talking about. Granted, I feel like I don't have the greatest sense of smell. Yeah. Not tasting things he was talking about. That might be like I'm not used to it. I also drank it like a shot. Just downed it. Because I was busy, I had stuff to do. But
yeah.
It might just be like it's like very, very faint, and you like have to like very slowly just go like, ooh, yeah, what is that? Ooh, a little faint something. I don't know.
No, but they like describe it as like the best wine you're ever gonna have, like the best experience of your life or something.
Yeah, and I remember a study, someone saying this study, and I brought this up to like the bartender, even to Brian, the wine rep.
Yeah.
Saying that like most people can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, 100%. I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't know if all that language and all the the smelling it and the stirring it and all that is just to be like a car salesman. You're like hyping it up and
no, they're for sure scamming people.
Yeah, and it's also like partially like a placebo, or I don't know. It help make it like a fancy experience, which is nice. Those are nice experiences to have. Feeling like you're being treated very well, and it's a nice fancy time. That's good.
I really taste the snow part in this one.
Yeah, I taste the snowiness of this. Like what?
Yeah. But let's see. What else do I have? My topics written. Oh yeah. Actually, I don't know if I know this. What's your favorite candy? If you have one.
I used to really like Butterfingers when I was younger.
Yeah. Those are one of the best. Yeah.
I haven't really eaten candy a ton of like Kit Kats. I always enjoyed anything minty. I like mint.
Yeah. Actually, I think the mint patties are one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But so you've been how long have you been working?
Here is I think 13, 14 months.
Okay.
I think now.
Do you think you could ever be in a Gordon Ramsay cooking competition?
No, but funnily enough, one of the chefs is actually going to be doing that.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And we actually went to a place. So the owner took us to this really nice place that is actually opening up a Gordon Ramsay restaurant there.
Yeah.
And we missed it by a week, but he says that once they're open, they're taking us back, which would be very cool if that's the case. Because I drank and ate so much that day, and it was all for free. So like, I'm not turning that down. It was so nice.
Yeah. Wait. Do you think the guy who's going on the Gordon Ramsay show, do you think he's experienced enough, or what do you think?
It's not like a normal. From what I was described, it was. I mean, yeah, yes and no, I guess. He's kind of weird. He's got the nickname of Squirrel because he's very squirrely, very hyper. Not a normal chef-like traits when you think of a chef, right?
Right.
You don't think like some guy's all squirrely. He's got like a bandana tied around his head, and he's just sweating bullets constantly. Sweating so much.
Wait. Do you all have nicknames?
Not everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, no, there's a Squirrel. There's Scissors. He shows up sometimes. I don't know where he got his name from.
What the? Scissors.
Yeah, we got Frank. Doesn't really have a nickname.
Oh, you don't call him Frankie?
Yeah, we call him Frankie. Or his mom, the old woman, will call him like Frankaboo. So, that happens.
Oh yeah.
He'll be like, oh, Frankaboo. And he'd be like, oh, shut up. Please stop. It's just like bullying him a little bit.
Yeah. Oh my god, you bully him.
Dude, everyone bullies each other.
Yeah.
It's like literally being in a restaurant. Everyone's roasting each other. It is roast central. You do something wrong, and they'd be like, this is why you aren't on the list line 100%, because you can't cook. Look at the presentation on that. You see how much crust there is on that pizza? This is why you are not on the line all the time. This is why. And then they'll be like, I maybe next time you can make us your finest dish of like your meanest bowl of Cheerios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll hit you. Yeah, they'll hit you with stuff like that, which is, it's all in good fun. I mean, they are trying to like discipline you, saying like do better, but it's not like they're being 100% like, I hate you or you're the worst or things like that. It can be irritating. It's annoying at times, especially because it's so high stress. But generally it's meant to de-stress, and it's meant to be like, I'm obviously going so far above what is a necessary thing to say that this is like absurd levels that I'm obviously pulling your leg. They'll do it with a straight face and stuff, or they'll look even pissed or angry.
Yeah.
And so it can be a little hard to tell, definitely.
So you only roast each other metaphorically, not physically on the stove, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, if someone just shaved their head, or whatever, they'll roast them for that. Like, I remember Frank shaved his head, and slaps him with a piece of ham right on the back of his forehead.
Whoa.
Just leaves it there. Frank got so mad. So mad.
Oh my god.
It's so funny, though.
I know.
It's so funny. Oh my goodness.
Wait, would you ever go bald? I feel like I could never do it.
Yeah, I mean, it would suck. I thought about it. But like, I think like at a certain point, you just might as well just commit full send.
Full sent. Can you imagine being bald the rest of your life? I feel like that would suck.
Yeah, well, it does suck because, like, as Frankie tells me, you have to shave your head every other day, like
Yeah.
a clean shave every other day. And he was like getting cuts and nicks on his head because obviously you can't see the back of your head, so you have to get a feel for it. So you're going to be cutting up your head like crazy until you get the feel for it.
I don't know, like when
Not worth the effort. Yeah.
Wouldn't your head get cold? I feel like maybe.
Oh yeah. Oh, your head gets cold, and you'd not imagine how much you get sunburned because that top of your head was not used to there ever being sun in your entire life, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You have to wear hats everywhere. You have to wear hats everywhere. You are gonna get roasted.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, the sun will reflect off your head like a laser beam too if you're outside.
like Lex Luthor, like the guy balding. Yeah. But I was thinking about this. Why do we both overeat at Thanksgiving? Like every time.
Yeah.
Like the last time. Like why do we do that?
You just can't stop eating. You're hungry. Food, everything tastes great.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, it took me, it was Frankie's birthday Monday. I was stuffed all day, and I just did not stop drinking. And there was a certain point where I was like, yeah, this Jaeger bomb isn't so good. And Gus at the bar and Timmy, they're both friends of. So they just keep giving you. They don't stop.
Wait, what's a Jaeger bomb?
It's a Jägermeister. I'm not super familiar with it, but I've been given it a couple times. Let me look it up with the percent on it.
Wait, so what
Jägermeister? Jägermeister with 35%. We mix with Red Bull.
Oh wait, it's a drink. Okay, I thought it was like something you eat. I don't know why.
No, but yeah, it's not that great. But
you had a lot of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like the Tuan was with me, and he's in his suit and all that. And he's like Jaeger bombs. He loves them. So I'm like, okay.
Wait, his name is Tuan?
Yeah, his name's probably Antonio, but we just call him Tuan to differentiate from all the other Antonios in an Italian restaurant.
Like hit the Quan, hit the Tuan.
You have your Tony. You have your Anthony.
That's like the Tony, the mafia name,
Hey Tony, yeah.
Italiano, yeah.
No, he just kept getting them, and I was like, wow, I feel sick. I am so full. I don't even know what drink I'm on, and I'm just drinking. I'm like, let's just throw this back. Let's finish it, and it'll be done. I can sit and maybe ask us for a little bit of water, and then I can just, breathe and look at the ceiling. That's not what my stomach decided.
I know, right?
Yeah. And I have this bad habit of when I'm super full, I just keep sipping water. I think it's to calm myself or calm my stomach.
Oh wait, I do that too. Yeah.
You just keep putting more stuff in your already stuffed stomach. What's wrong with me, right?
No, but the problem for me at Thanksgiving was I did not eat any vegetables, so I felt 100%, 100 times worse.
Oh really? Is that what it is?
I was like no green beans or anything.
I had a very varied diet. I ate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You just get into the
mood.
Yeah, just devouring stuff, and you just don't stop. I can 100% see how people get really fat. Because if I had a bunch of food sitting in front of me, I would never stop.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're always skinny.
Yeah.
Where we eat like an elephant or a walrus, but we just keep eating and nothing happens. Living the life.
There's gonna be an eventual point in our life where your metabolism can't keep up, and I'm gonna be 400 pounds as you weigh it.
400 pounds.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
I don't know if that could happen to you.
You're gonna be seeing me in my mobility scooter.
Oh my! Have you those people on those mobility scooters? They're insane, kind of, because they're always yelling at you.
Oh wow!
I mean, I've only seen videos, but
Yeah. I mean, if I was them, I'd try to keep to myself and just scoot on out ASAP. No one bothers me. No, I don't bother you. I don't want any comments, right?
yeah. Yeah, but this one lady, like, she went into a drive-thru with her mobility scooter instead of a car.
Uh-huh. Oh.
And then everybody kept yelling at her. And then
I mean, I've gone through... Or what would repeat? Is that, sorry,
go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I've gone through drive-thrus on my bike.
On your bike? Are you
allowed?
allowed?
No, motorbike. Bicycle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you even allowed to do that? I feel like...
Yeah, I don't know. Generally, they don't care. Because like, usually when I've been going through a drive-thru, it's like 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I'm off work.
Yeah.
And whoever's working the drive, there's no one else there. And whoever's working the thing doesn't care.
Right.
I've had some people... Like, I remember one Jack in the Box, this one guy was not having it. He's like, nope, you're done. Get out of here. You're done. Leave. What?
Yeah. It's like, I'm giving you money, like, come on.
Yeah, this is also during COVID where you couldn't be in the restaurants. So, like, you could only do the drive-thru. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Get off my bike? Is that better?
I know, that's so
like,
annoying.
I don't get it.
They require you to, like, have a car and stuff.
Yeah, essentially they do that. Yeah, other than that one guy, he was there, not always. And I'd always go back to Jack in the Box. That one. They were always open that late. And like 3 or 4 times he'd be there. And I'd be like in the middle of ordering, or they'd be giving food, and he's like, nope, you're not getting the rest of the order. You're done. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I guess he was a manager or something.
No, but you can't even like go in with a mask on. Sometimes. There's some of the fast food places that they did that.
Yeah, like no, that Jack in the Box, you couldn't enter at all. Only employees could enter.
Yeah, that's annoying. But what would you say your favorite Thanksgiving food is?
I know it's not really Thanksgiving, but if there's a nice honeyed ham,
oh
boy,
really?
Yeah.
You like it
turkey?
More than turkey? What?
Because turkey's just... I love turkey. Don't get me wrong. I love turkey sandwiches. Put that on every sandwich. Put it on every salad.
Yeah.
And now I'm hungry. Yeah, I'll eat turkey all day. Turkey on a plate. Let's go. But this... I don't know. It's got like it's very like a mild or maybe more like a bland, I guess, flavor. It's not really much to it.
Okay, here's the
turkey.
thing with ham.
What?
It just makes me feel so fat when I like eat it a ton.
Yeah, well, I don't mind that.
I can just keep eating turkey.
Like a friend of mine's dad, or I guess it's much like lighter. It's a white meat, so it's got like it's generally pretty low calorie, and that's all I know. But a friend of mine, his dad and Frankie at the restaurant, they make some really mean honeyed hams at home, and they're so good. Oh my goodness, they're so good.
Wait, honeyed hams.
Oh,
like you just put honey on it, or?
I don't know how it's made. It's just like it's sweet, and I'm assuming there's honey.
Well, obviously. Right? Is it an Italian thing, or?
I don't think so. I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah. But oh yeah, I wanted to know this. Like, I remember we played Rainbow Six Siege for like a long time, but then we quit. Like what made you quit? Like, what do you think?
Rainbow Six?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like. There was no like reason. Like, I wasn't like, well, I'm done with this. This is the worst.
Really?
Get out of here. It was just kind of like I just played like a cycle of games.
And then you just stopped.
Like, yeah, like I don't generally hardcore play one game. Like I've been playing War Thunder as of late, and I'm probably gonna get burnt out and sick of that, and then move on to playing something else for a while. And I'll play something, and maybe it's because of how I play. I play like hardcore on a game for like a week or two, and be like, "Wow, that's crazy. I'm sick of this," and then move on to something else. And then like 6 months, a year later, I'll come back and play it hard. I don't know. I just don't commit to one game really hard because it's like there's so many good games that it's like I can't be like this is now my entire life. Well, not really.
Yeah.
I guess working's my life, but
right
in my
now.
free time, right now. But I'm just not going to commit to this one game and like doing farming dailies or whatever. You know, there's so many other games to enjoy that you can play, and games especially have a grindy. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Aspect. That's what I was saying. Grindy aspect. It's just irritating to me.
Don't you think Siege was too competitive?
Siege is super competitive. Oh yeah. That was probably part of it.
I remember I was playing this like with these randoms, and I wasn't doing much for the team until I got like 2 kills. But the guy was still like mad at me. He's like, "Oh, you're not doing anything on this team." I'm like, "I just got 2 kills. What else do you want me to do?" It's like so annoying.
Yeah, there's just a lot of trash talk. There's a lot of trash talk. There's also a lot of, and you see this everywhere in your entire life, people frustrated with something, throwing their blame on something or somebody else.
Yeah. I don't know.
I have done that before. I'm not gonna lie. I've played games and made a bullshit excuse for why I'm upset. You know,
Yeah,
I'm sure everyone has.
But like, it's always like the teammates saying, "Oh, you're useless."
Yeah,
And
but like,
then-
I usually keep that to myself, and it's usually about myself playing the game, rather than I don't like if someone's doing bad, either just ignore them or you try to help them. You don't just be like, "Well, you're trash." Just uninstall the game. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just don't have that same vibe. But
No.
it's just.
I remember you got super mad one time because this one guy kept killing you. It was so funny.
Is he an enemy or a friendly?
No, an enemy.
Oh wow, really?
It was hilarious.
That probably was.
Yeah.
People being mad is pretty funny at times. Yeah, for sure.
I couldn't get used to the operator because there were so many.
Yeah, I mean, in the end of the day, they're just meant to shoot you. So it's a hero. It's like a hero shooter. So still, most of it's a shooting. They just have like a unique gimmick or whatever. So that might open up a new style of play or something.
Oh, and the operators were way too expensive.
Yeah, that was kind of like their form of progression because there was no like progression.
It took so long to get them though.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. It took
crazy.
ages. They're trying to persuade you to just buy like the season pass and unlock them all or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what they want you to do. But
or
if not, it's a form of progression.
Or just buy the operators.
Yeah, I remember back when I first started playing, and I think this was before the DLC operators were added. And I think the first couple of DLC operators were really cheap by comparison to the later ones. Power creep or being generous, I don't know. But all attachments actually cost currency. So that was, I guess, a form of progression. Yeah. But that's not the case anymore.
Oh, it's not? Oh, yeah, it isn't. Yeah.
I haven't played in a while, though. Back when I did play, I did check it out.
Yeah. But, just all the endgame, currency stuff was super annoying.
What, for like how slowly you earned it versus buying a new operator?
Yeah, but just buying everything. That was the main gripe I had.
Yeah. Oh, that was your main gripe on why you didn't want to play anymore?
Well, I mean, I stopped playing when you stopped playing, but...
Okay, cool.
I wasn't like the biggest fan of the game because like...
Yeah.
I just wasn't very good at it.
Yeah, I wasn't either. I think I got to be a pretty okay level.
I mean, you were like way better, but like, it's like that game is so hardcore. That's the
it is. No, it's like, it's like, I guess it's like dog fighting, like it's an aircraft, or it's like sword fighting. It's like if the other person's just better, you just don't stand a chance.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You can pull off. You can be lucky. You can pull off good maneuvers at times. You can, pull a right play, but generally you don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I guess that goes not sword fighting, any kind of like melee combat in general. Someone's way better than you, you're done. It's just super competitive, and like you can be good, but there's always someone who's better. And unless you're playing ranked, I don't think there's a matchmaking system, so you could be dropped in with like one of the top players on the planet. I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, well, I mean there is.
I kind of doubt that. I kind of doubt that they would just. But I do remember a lot of times there being like one really good player just absolutely stomping,
Yeah, yeah.
match, and people be like, go play rank. And like, this is my warm up match. It's like, okay.
I mean, I mean, even players on your level, they would be like way better. Even though they're the same level, that's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, you have good games, you have bad games. I found when I drink energy drinks, I do so much better in games.
Yeah.
So much better I think it's because your focus, you're like hardcore focusing. You're like any movement, you're there. The type of thing.
Yeah. Wait, do you actually like the taste of energy drinks or?
Yeah, it depends. I drink so much energy drinks. I actually supply people at work with energy drinks quite a lot, really.
Well, what's your favorite?
I don't know. I don't have like the favorite. I guess it's probably the standard Monster flavor because I would drink that so much. That was like the one we had in school, and it's like, oh, it's finals. Here's like energy drink. That was like the only time we could have one, and so that's become like a nostalgic flavor. It's not the best, but I've grown to really appreciate it.
No, I tried that once recently. It's way too sugary. Like there's so much sugar in that.
Red Bulls are almost entirely sugar.
Okay.
So some energy drinks, you have like sugary ones, which rely on giving you a sugar rush to give you energy. You have caffeine ones, which caffeine, and then you have like B vitamin ones. And the B vitamin ones they're cool because you can't really be addicted to them, I don't think, like you can with caffeine. But at the same time, if you already have a bunch of B vitamins in your system, then the energy drink doesn't really affect you because your body already has a ton that's like cycling through. So B vitamin energy drinks are kind of hit and miss because of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're a lot generally on the healthier energy drinks have that. But there's some really strong energy drinks like you have to Red Line or you have Bang or like C4s as well. Those are both caffeine, sugar. Right? They're both caffeine and B vitamins, and they have sugar. You're hitting all three. But no, a single Red Bull is basically like a very sugary cup of coffee. It's a lot of sugar and about 1 cup of coffee, or maybe 2 of caffeine. So it's just essentially just really, really sugary coffee.
No, that was my problem with Monster Energy because it feels like when you taste it, it feels like they just dropped a vat of sugar into that. So it was like I was tasting like a bunch of like spoon-fed sugar.
You sure it was which flavor was it? The standard one?
I just had the standard. I mean, are the other flavors better or?
Yeah, there's some better ones. Yeah, a lot of people say the standard flavor is like battery acid, and I can see that.
Oh my, that's basically what it is. Yeah,
I can see that, but I've grown to like enjoy it. It's an acquired taste, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, there's some really good ones like Aussie Lemonade. It just basically tastes like lemonade. That one's pretty good. That one's pretty rare, but pretty good.
Aussie Lemonade?
Yeah, Aussie Lemonade. Yeah, one of the waitresses got me to start liking the rosé one. You never see the rosé Monster, but they had one at their wherever they went, they had them. So they are my supply chain for rosé Monsters. Do a little energy drink trade,
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually just get a massive assortment. I go to the store and I just like, you grab 2 of each type of can.
Oh my god.
You cruise out and then you just kind of cruise into work and you just start. You tired? Here, boom, boom, boom. And then whatever's left, I go like, just choose one. Just to
you have so many, damn.
Keep it so random. Yeah, I have a fridge full of them.
I didn't expect this.
Yeah, I've been not drinking them as of late as much.
Oh yeah.
But I use it as like incentive for the we have like younger dishwashers who are teenagers, and it sucks. Being a dishwasher sucks. And so I just try to do it as an incentive for them to like want to be there, I guess, or like keep them awake or make it not feel as bad. Something sugary and sweet. A little treat essentially.
Wasn't that the first like position you did at your job?
Yeah, it's the first position everyone's got to do if you don't go through a culinary school or if you're not a waitress or something.
How long did you have to do it?
It depends. I still do it like every day.
Oh.
I just cover so many jobs. There's always a massive cleanup at the end of the night because we don't have porters, which are I think it's a porter, and they do all the cleanup at the end of the night.
I thought you said foreigners. I was
no foreigners. We do have some foreigners.
Well, yeah.
In fact, we have a Ukrainian war refugee as one of the dishwashers. So there you go.
Do you know how to speak Ukrainian?
I've been learning from him. Yeah.
Oh, really?
And in exchange, I teach him English, and it's an interesting experience because it's like, say, you hold up a fork. Actually, I've been learning like a Ukrainian-Russian hybrid because some words are a lot harder in Ukrainian than Russian, and he understands both. So and they're pretty similar, but it's like he knows a little English for sure. Like he knows how to say like my name is Artyom.
Artyom.
Artyom. It's like Art Yum, except with an O instead of just Yum. Artyom.
I think there was this Russian kid at my school, and like his name was like Artur or something.
Yeah, there's a bunch of variations depending on where you are in Eastern Europe or whatever your parents would call it. There's like Arte. Oh my goodness, so in like Serbian especially, which is one of our other waiters, this awesome guy named Igor. You remember him?
Yeah.
Depending on how you're referring to somebody, you change their name, which sounds really bothersome to learn in a language. Because it's like now you have special word, like in Spanish you have all those word endings, right?
Right.
You know, but now you have to do it for every name that can exist. Are you serious?
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. So he is Igor. Him referring about himself as Igor. Me talking to him is Igore. So it's like, Shtaima Igore, or whatever. It just means like, what's up, Igor? Or it's like, Igora, I see him on the street. It's like, oh, there he is, Igora. Or you're talking about him, and he's not there. You have to
pronounce it that way with like a tongue, like Igora. Like
Igora. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably not saying it super well. Igor would probably say I'm doing great, but he's lying. Or there's Igoran. It's like
not 100% accurate when saying his name.
Oh yeah, no, like, oh wow, dude, I literally learned from Artyom because he'd help me pronounce something because we found Google Translate's really, 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 really bad. It is basically unusable for Ukrainian. So you basically use Russian and Ukrainian, and you just translate like one word. The point gets across. I get taught the word. I teach them the word.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of like sh. There's a lot of like where you empty all the air out of your lungs as fast as possible while pronouncing something.
Oh,
and it makes a unique noise. Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard because there'll be like a V in front of something, so you like vitoy. Can't even remember what that. I don't even remember what that means.
Yeah.
I've learned so much from him so quickly that I don't remember it all.
It's like the Metro games, basically.
Yeah. Oh, I was planning on asking him about that because, like, I'm like, oh man, I love the Metro games, and when he showed up and his name was RTM, I thought that was like the greatest thing ever. And so I went to him and I was asking him in English, but he knows some English, like he knows like pop culture references. He knows how to say like very nice.
Oh yeah, Borat. Oh my god.
He knows video game. He knows things like Call of Duty or Battlefield in English because those are the game's names, right? Things like that he knows. But so I was probably, and there's some things like does not exist, period. Like, is this something? Does not exist in their language at all, which is why when you have like Russian, yeah, they don't have an is in their language. So that's why you hear Russian speakers always, when they speak English, say is a lot because they don't have it in their language, and so when they're learning, they're trying to use it everywhere they can.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this is cool, I guess. I think it's a very funny way of talking. I love it so much.
Wait, but do you know some Russian though?
Yeah, it's a mixture. Like,
well, but people say Russian and Ukrainian, like the language is like interchangeable. What do you say?
Yes, a lot of it is very interchangeable. but some of it is not the same in the slightest. A funny little tidbit, really quick, is I would be like, "I'm golodny, Artyom golodny," which is like, "Are you hungry?" Or they'd be like, and then I'd be like, "Yisha, here's your food." Yisha, but Yisha, Yishka, and Ishka and Isha they all sound the same, right?
Right.
And it's food, hedgehog, donkey, and I forget the last one. So I think he was on Google Translate. He was trying to use Google Translate. It was not working at all. But he was trying to tell me eventually, like a couple of days later, that I kept telling him, "Here's his hedgehog." And hedgehog was not like translating. He couldn't say hedgehog in English. He's like "Ijdug." I couldn't understand him at all. So we got across with Sonic.
Oh my god.
pretty great.
Wait, does Awawiwa mean something?
Say what?
Does Awawiwa mean something? It's like a meme.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
Like, I've seen memes where it's like a puppy, and it's like hands holding out, and it's got like a blunt or something in its hand, and usually it's in Spanish, and it says "quieres," which means you want. But I saw one that was in Russian, and it just says "aptechka," and I was like, okay, cool, that means you want. It does not. It's like essentially calling someone a pussy. It's basically the way you start a fight.
Oh.
It's like saying like, oh, yeah. Well, I guess it could also mean like saying, oh, you won't.
It's like you accidentally say that at your restaurant.
Oh, dude, it's in my head so much because I remember Igor being like, don't ever tell anyone that. You're going to start a fight. Do not tell them that. And so, of course, it runs through my head constantly.
Wait, you actually said it to him? Like, purposefully, or?
No, yeah, I asked him. I'm like, because I remember bits of Russian, so I would always like ask him, like, what does this mean? What does this mean? This is in my head. What does this mean? And then he'd tell me, or he'd just pull me aside and later tell me, because he's very proper.
Right.
He's not a normal Serbian. He's extremely proper and
very fancy.
I guess he's extremely hardworking.
Wait, but what does cheeky breaky mean?
It's like part of the Anu cheeky breaky Ivadamka, and I can't remember what that means. I'll be honest with you. I'll hit Artyom with it next time.
Okay.
I guess. And
I'll look it up later, but
yeah.
I always remember that meme video.
I always remember it too.
Yeah. But oh yeah, I wanted to ask this. So, why are you like so bent on historical inaccuracy in movies? Because like I remember you were talking about Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was mainly Wonder Woman was a pretty good movie.
It was a good movie.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, especially with Wonder Woman, because they had some things like, you had it's just, granted it's a comic book themed thing, and it's like sci-fi themed-esque, and so they kind of like stretch things beyond their limits, because it's cool, or this was like a what if, prototype something or other, and those are pretty cool. But no, Wonder Woman had a lot of like hyper realistic things in it, and then things that were just thrown out the book. Like they had historians, they had like British Raj troops there, which are from India, in the movie.
Wait,
which is something.
Why is that inaccurate?
No, it is accurate. There is British Raj troops, or should be there. I don't know about the exact place. Don't get me on that, but. But the fact that they're in there, or they had some like authentic World War I little armored cars in there. Maybe they weren't authentic. Don't quote me on that. But they were meant to look like it. It's just like they obviously went through some lengths to see if things make it more believable as a world.
Make it as realistic is what you're saying.
Yeah, and then they kind of just threw it out at some points. For some points, like I get if it's trying to make something like fantastical, or you want to make it really cool or something, I can get that.
I mean, it's about superheroes.
Yeah, but like
not gonna be 100%.
It's like at some points it's just kind of this like, I don't know, it just threw me way off.
Like what? Like what was if you can remember what was like.
Well, there's like a Goloff bomber, which is this German bomber.
Oh, that's
I'm
what
pretty
it's
sure.
called, Gulav.
Goloff, yeah, which probably just means Goliath. Goloff, I think. It's a big old. It's basically a giant biplane, and it's just. I don't think it even held bombs inside of it. There's a World War I tactic where people in planes would fly over and literally throw grenades out of their little cockpit, right?
Right.
Like, so, and there was like underslung attachments or things on the wings later, but generally it was very crude. But I remember seeing in the movie where they get in outside. It's like a slightly sci-fi-ified Goloff bomber. All the crew, there is no internal walkways. There is no like on like a World War II bomber. There's no like walking around in there. There's no windows. You're in a hole cut in it, and you're sticking out. It's very crude, World War I stuff.
Oh, but they made it look like luxurious.
Yeah, no, it's like inside it was like a bomber from like even sci-fi by like World War II or Cold War standards. Like it was just it went on and on so far that you couldn't when you were in it. There was like a shot in it that looking down the rows of bombs in there, and you could not see the end. It just came to a point. Right, like it was like a Doctor Who bigger on the inside type of thing. Like this bomb bay does not end; it just goes. And I was like, "What?"
So you're saying you couldn't see the bombs?
No, it was like it just reached to a point at the end, like light at the end of the tunnel. It was like it just went on, like where it just diverged into a point because it was so far away.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I wasn't seeing right, but I was like, "Oh, come on!" But no, a lot of it is just poking fun at it.
Wait, what do you mean poking fun? Like
it's just like, oh wow, look at that. It's more than being pissed about it.
Oh yeah. Well, anything else? I'm kind of curious.
I
know it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been years and years. I do remember there's something like with like mustard gas, and it's not a lot of like mustard gas specifically. Some, not all of them. Some gases you have to breathe. Some literally just mess you up on contact with skin or eyes or whatever. Mustard gas is one of those that goes on skin contact, which is what in the movie they said. Oh, it was like a sci-fi like red version of mustard gas. It was like blood red instead of being yellow.
Oh, they made. I don't remember this. They made the gas red.
I think so.
Huh.
And but they had like a test dummy with, or maybe a prisoner or something with like the gas mask on, and they're like, wow, like look at the effects of like the mustard gas, and the gas mask just shrivels up over the person's head and basically it crushes their skull, and you can see like the glass shatter from the lenses.
Oh yeah,
and, it makes gas masks useless. I'm like, that's not why it makes gas masks useless. In fact, it doesn't make a gas mask useless. The point of you having gas mask on when you're breathing mustard gas is it keeps you alive. It's not going in your lungs, because once you're done. If it goes, and you're going to be blind if it goes in your eyes, but if it goes in your lungs, it I'm not sure if this is mustard gas, but it was one of the other ones. It basically just makes a bunch of like pussy lesions in your lungs that pop in your lungs. Just basically flood and you drown, which is pretty gross.
But the gas mask, you're saying it like the gas
in the movie, the gas mask was like constricting over their head, and they were like screaming, and you can see that like it was like the gas mask was trying to choke them and kill them and like crush their skull. And it's like, wow, this is why this mustard gas or what have you makes gas masks useless.
But the gas was never that strong in
well, that's not what it does. And even in modern day, that's not what they do. It does not turn your gas mask into something trying to kill you.
Right.
The effect of what so the gas mask on saves your life, but what it doesn't save is your skin. And when it'll come into contact with your skin, it'll burn. So it'll get into the fat layers in your skin and in your body, and it'll stay for months. You'll be in excruciating pain for months.
Oh, I think
it's so rough.
Right.
I haven't experienced it. That's from what I read.
Well,
I don't plan to experience it. But
if you did, I'd be like, "You okay, Alan?"
Just be in a hospital bed going, just be hating your life, right?
Well,
it creates like bubbles on your skin. It's like you basically just start blistering, and like it's just it's horrible. It's basically makes you not really able to fight because you're just in a shit ton of pain. You're just, it hurts. You can probably still do it if you have the willpower, but it's just a mass amount of suffering. Okay. So yes, it makes the gas mask useless, quote unquote, but it doesn't kill you. It saves your life wearing that mask. That makes sense. I think it's just so wildly misinterpreting why a gas mask won't save you from mustard gas. They just assumed that it still kills you anyway, and they just kind of like CGified or made it weird or cool on how it kills you. Because I'm pretty sure you can still die on your skin, but you'd have to like be sitting in a cloud of it.
Yeah, well, I think the reason why they made it that powerful was like, I might be misremembering, but the main bad guy, like, he made it that way with like, I don't know, superpowers.
Yeah, there was no like plot point where it came by later in the movie where it was like, oh, the hero's wearing a gas mask, but too bad the gas chokes him and kills him. That never happens in the movie. And in fact, later on, Wonder Woman just walks through the gas to pick up the guy and take him back or something. Just cruising. Well, obviously, she's suffering, but she's like, she's an Amazonian. And it's like, what? That's goddamn mustard gas. What are you talking about? Yeah. Or, sci-fi blood gas, whatever. But the point is her boyfriend, whatever the hell, was in the gas. He's dead. You're not breathing. If he's really shallow breaths and he's below it and he was in a ditch or something, okay. But you picking him up and dragging him through it.
Oh, that happened. Oh, he was in the gas.
There was a scene at any rate where she goes through the gas several times, or in out or something like that. Something. But the point is like it didn't ever come back of, wow, this is a super deadly gas. It kills you no matter what you're protected by. That never came back to anything, is what I mean. And it was just like a wildly misunderstanding why a gas mask, you were still harmed by mustard gas with a gas mask on.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's what bothered me. It's just,
I think they were trying to make the villain look cool, though.
Yeah, no, it's a cool effect, being like, wow, you're not the one thing that's supposed to keep you safe. A gas mask won't save you, and it's gonna choke and kill you. That's cool. It's like fear factor, right? You don't know why this is happening, what's going on, this kind of stuff. That's cool. I like that. But it was just like the massive misunderstanding of it, why it's a problem, and then it never coming to fruition at all that I can remember. It was just kind of just felt like, oh, something, here's something, nothing. I don't know.
I can just imagine you thinking in the theater, oh, why did they do that? For like the historical inaccuracies, it's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I said that out loud. I remember there was
said it out loud?
Yeah, dude, there was like nobody in the theater. It was like me and a friend of mine. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
I think there's one other guy in the whole theater.
I was about to say, if it's like a crowded theater, it's like...
To be yelling at, oh, come on! Yeah. No, I didn't do that.
Oh, man. But, oh, yeah. What would you say is your, what is one historical bruh moment?
A historical bruh moment? Oh man, I actually tried to ask RTM if he knew what bruh, like me saying, because I remember I was at work, I said bruh, and then he laughed because I guess he is internet savvy enough to know what that is, but he couldn't really provide a translation. So he just said chubak, which I think just means dude. So you just be like, dude. So that's about as close as we got.
So you can't think of a bruh moment?
I don't know what you mean by bruh moment. Like that one Chinese battle where they ate like a ton of people, a ton of the civilians they were supposed to be protecting.
Whoa, what was this?
It was like, this is some, I don't mean, granted, so here's the thing with older historical stuff is, especially from Asia and the Middle East, but it is everywhere. Stuff's unreliable. Information's unreliable. So,
really?
Yeah. So, like, especially when you see something, and you see this a lot with, say, like, people who have very nationalistic, like the Turks, they'll have wildly disproportionate, basically made up stuff, and you can see it on the Wikipedia, but it's like so widespread, it's basically, history, and you can't really disprove it. No one's alive who's there. There's no other counter account. So, but it's just kind of like, take it with a grain of salt, or, kind of squint at it. And what I mean by is like, like Armenia, or not Armenia, the little place on the coast, not Albania.
Oh, Albania.
Yeah, Albania. One of their big claims to fame was they had this, I believe, a drunkard king, and Albania's in the mountains, and him and his like group of warriors fought off this absolutely gargantuan Turkish Ottoman force that was going to go invade Italy through the mainland, and they just repelled them and just massacred them with minor casualties to themselves, right?
Yeah.
Is that impossible? No. But taken with a grain of salt, you know.
He's trying to make himself look good.
Yeah, and that's basically one of the big moments in Albania's history. Granted, most of the casualties, meaning death, wounds, whatever, going missing, I guess, in battles back in the day is when they ran away, right? Because when you're either in a shield formation or a spear wall, a lot of spears back then, and you're basically holding formation, arrows, projectiles, whatever, horsemen aren't going to charge you, because unlike movies, they do not charge you head on. They're meant for flanking or, you know, mainly just, flanking, and that's it. But, harassing tactics, all kinds of things you can do. Cavalry were they were the spicy meatball on that plate of pasta, or a general's arsenal, let's just say. Round that back up to the restaurant with a little Italian in there. So most, by far, the casualties happen when they're running away. So it could be that they just ambushed the Ottoman Empire, Turks, whatever, and they just fled, and so they just massacred them when they were running away. But that's possible.
But you don't think that happened, you think?
There's just so many stories of that throughout history, and it could have just basically just be propaganda over time, or like it could just be wildly disproportionate. Like, say, like 10,000 of the Albanian troops, which I don't even think there's that many, maybe 1,000, besting 80,000 Turks. Kind of doesn't sound right. I'm gonna go on a limb and assume it's probably more like 1,000, 8,000, and they were in the mountains and they bested them, and they just, while over time it was like, 8,000, more like 18,000, more like 80,000. You should have seen them. We had them running, that kind of a thing. Like, you see that kind of stuff, like, like a lot of stuff taken with a grain of salt. So even stuff with the Romans might be the same way, but they're generally
a little more fake news.
Yeah, basically
in the old news.
In the old years. But it's like a lot of cultures have this. I don't know if it's like it could have happened, yes. But
might have, could have, would have, should have.
Yeah, it could have, would have, should have. But it's also probably definitely embellished. There we go. Embellished. And it's kind of like a fishing story where, like, you should have seen how big that fish I got. It's just like a, feel good about yourself, like pop yourself up.
Oh, that's a good analogy, yeah.
Yeah. But no, there was one in China that was like that. There's probably a bunch. It was some like rebellion. They always have. They don't have them these days, but they always used to have those warlords. China rebuild, collapse.
Yeah.
And when one of these is, I think it was one force was generally pretty heavily outnumbered, as goes per usual for things to take with a grain of salt. It's not impossible, but like, yeah. But it ended up with like being like over 1 million casualties, and most of those being the civilians they ate in the winter.
They said they ate them?
They ate them, yes.
Oh my god. Yeah. Wait, do you think that part isn't true, or?
No, I think that part's definitely true. Oh yeah, they probably definitely ate those people.
Why though? Why?
That's because, like, why are you gonna fake the eating people?
Okay.
What are you gonna gain out of faking eating your own populace?
Okay. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like, oh man, we ate so many of our own people. You should have been there. It doesn't make any sense. I think it was a small force besieged by a much larger force, and it ended up with basically both sides just mass eating their own populace when the food ran out. I cannot remember for the life of me what it was, or the battle or anything.
But
I've seen memes of it a couple of times again. So obviously it's somewhat known, but yeah, that's a pretty big bruh moment.
But the amount, but like the inaccurate part, you think the amount of casualties?
I don't know, but I'm just, again, take it with a grain of salt. When it says like nearly 1 million casualties, when it's two kingdoms fighting each other in middle-aged China, and most of it's from them eating each other, I don't know. Impossible? No, but yeah, I don't know. But still, it's a bruh moment.
Yeah, definitely
like
a bro moment.
1 million people, and you're saying that most of those are because you ate them? It's not a military victory, that's a kitchen victory.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I can see how that one could be fabricated for sure.
Like a million's a lot of people, especially back in the day.
Yeah, and like, what were they saying? Like we ate all of them, or
No, we weren't involved at all. But yeah, it was a.
I
No,
mean,
I don't think they ate everybody. It was just the besieging force eating literally, I think, some of their own troops, eating the local populace, all the animals. Man, it's unheard of, you know.
I know, but
mass cannibalism, mass eat everything you can get your fingers on, including grass.
But like the story was they ate everybody, or
no, they just ate a ton.
oh, okay.
It was just
everyone.
like we won, but it was like, wow, this smaller kingdom, we so won. But you know, yes, we did eat a lot of people.
Yeah.
We did eat most of our populace. Now we're an even smaller kingdom now.
It's like we'll admit it for once. We'll admit that we did that.
Yeah, that's a pretty big bro moment.
Yeah, very big.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that video of Putin playing piano?
Yes.
He's so bad at piano. It's kind of funny.
Oh, really? All I saw was where it was edited over.
Yeah, well, I saw the original. I thought he was gonna be like super good at it. I don't know why, but he was like terrible. He only played for like 1 minute. Oh, he's sending me the meme.
This is the world leaders waving at each other.
Yeah.
And the Brazil president, look how happy he is. Holy moly, that guy he's the life of the party. He's so happy.
Yeah. Wait, do you think Putin will win the war or no?
I don't know. I mean, they're just kind of stalling around. Oh my goodness, we were in the when they were driving us to the to the party town. The radio was playing the news because it's all Frankie likes to listen to. He likes to listen to like world news a lot, or podcasts, or like the last one was on the Galapagos Islands, and like they keep this 5-kilometer stretch. Don't quote me on that. Where they just let everything be, just to show how all the tourists that come in, all those like little tiny seeds in your clothes and your socks and your shoes that you don't know exist, just getting left behind on the trail, and how it's just taken over the environment. So many like house plants just growing out in the Galapagos Islands. You know, a place that's supposed to be like, obviously this stuff can't exist there. They fight it like crazy. They try to, they spray down the planes, everything, your luggage, pesticides, where anti-plant stuff to try to make sure everything's dead. They want to keep their, little thing, like, the Galapagos Islands, the little pure environment. Like each island has its own ecosystem that evolved differently. So they wanted to keep
why
that
they
pure.
do that, to evolve the plants, or?
No. Oh no, it was just they kept this one little stretch showing like this is what you're doing by being careless. In effect, like look at the effects of you being a tourist, doing nothing. You're not intentionally planting these, but look at how vastly it's changed this area. This is a whole lesson. Anyway, cool podcasts and stuff like that.
Cool.
One was on the news, and it was saying that Kiev was hit with airstrikes and missiles, which a lot of people went to Kiev to be safer because that wasn't really being hit at all. But it got hit
for them.
Yeah, it got hit pretty bad, and I think they said that a mall got hit by, I assume, a cruise missile or something, because it's over 1,000 people wounded or dead. That's some pretty big ordnance, but that's a mall.
Yikes.
So someone intentionally targeted a mall to shoot just to kill people.
Yikes.
And it's essentially the same tactic that Hitler did with the Brits, and it's try to bomb them into submission, reduce their morale, make them just be like, wow, this isn't really worth the bother, and be terrified, and maybe do a little infighting, all that kind of stuff. Maybe people make mistakes, they're all scared for their lives and shit, that you're just not safe anywhere.
That's crazy.
That's the point. Obviously, it's a war crime. You can't intentionally target environment or infrastructure like that. Especially so far from an active battlefield, it's entirely to be a morale drain. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Well, I remember you saying like Putin doesn't have a lot of troops.
Yeah, it's not really a full commitment at all. There's not many troops. Like, I think at the beginning of the war, and I have not kept up to what's recent, and they're very hush hush about this. It's hard to get actual information because the Russians are trying to keep everything quiet, and the Ukrainians, as you might not believe it, they do a lot of propaganda themselves. So all you generally see of them is them doing their victories. Of course. You want to see their victories because you got to keep the people's morale up. You cannot have them see that we're losing and dying in mass. You can't have that. Yeah. They're just going to surrender. So you have to. There's no other option. It's the same thing the Finns did in the Second World War, the Winter War, the Continuation War, and whatnot. And yeah, that's what I said was basically the Winter War is the Finns just like kept fighting and kept trying to give the idea that we could endlessly fight forever, our spirit will never be broken, when in reality they were like weeks from capitulation, which is like surrendering or whatever. But they just make it not worth the bother and for the Soviets to go away. Well, feel like, wow, too much commitment for not much.
Well, why don't you think Putin is not fully committed?
Because in the Winter War, attacking a country of 3 million, I think it was like 400,000 troops committed. I can't remember correctly. It's been a while, but it was like it's about 3.5 million population in the entire country. Like, right, the county of the city we live in has more people.
Oh my god.
San Diego County, I believe, fingers crossed, is bigger. Like, bigger population, right? Obviously not bigger. And they attacked like 400,000 odd troops. And that was a huge mess. It was a huge misplanning. They assumed they'd just be welcome as liberators and walk right in there. It did not happen. But same thing in Ukraine, but it's a country with almost 40 million population, right? So more than 10 times the amount of people live in the area that you can draw from to fight or dig or, help the war effort or produce things, right? Almost 10 times. Right. 1/4 of the committed personnel of the Winter War. So you're essentially fighting something that's potentially 10 times harder using 1/4 the effort. So, yeah. It's just a war attrition. It's really slow. It's just, they're not committed. They're not committed.
But like, I wonder why that is, because he started it.
Yeah, the official statement from the Kremlin is to denazify Ukraine. It's not a war. It's not to take them over. It's a denazifying military operation. So to kill and get rid of the Nazis, essentially. There.
Oh.
That's the official. You might think that's weird or like, what are they talking about? But that's the official.
What are they talking about? Yeah.
Exactly, but that's officially what is stated, to get rid of the Nazis in Ukraine.
I didn't know that was officially stated.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's the official Russian statement of why they're there, to get rid of the Nazis in Ukraine. Yeah, it is very weird.
Very strange. Yeah. Can't believe Putin is like this. He was a hallway meme. Why did he become this mass killer? Like, come on.
Yeah. I don't know if he like personally okayed like things like the mall attack. He would have had to have done for the Kiev attack, right? Which was entirely a civilian population strike. So he obviously had to okay that. That's not just happens without your knowing. Aaron, missile strike. But did he personally say, go after that mall? I want I want to kill as many of those guys as we can. Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, it is possible. Yeah, he did start the
war.
war.
He probably said cause as much morale damage as possible or something. And they just went like, all right, a mall, and it's during a sale, and there's thousands of people there. Let's go. You know, I don't know if he specifically said that. They probably don't know saying it word for word like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was the whole city was generally attacked, as is some apartment buildings. They had they're interviewing this one guy, and they couldn't leave their house, and the fire department had to break them out of their house because everything had collapsed.
Yeah, our army just decided to do that, basically. And I just realized that I have a Putin profile picture while we're talking about this.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you kind of look like him, so.
Whoa, these accusations. Maybe I'm Putin from a
different timeline.
Yeah, I remember there were photographs of somebody in the World War, and he looked like Putin, and they were like, "Oh my God, time travel." It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But the guy did kind of look, but I don't look that much like Putin. I do have some features like him. But I wouldn't say 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
No, it just means you have a ton of money. You're one of the wealthiest people on the planet. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I don't want to start a war here. So.
I don't want to start a war here. Is it?
I'm not exactly like Putin. Maybe a little bit. But
yeah, also all of his the major support, even major supporters for him or people in his party, really they don't have very strong support for the war. This is kind of him just
Wait, you cut out for a second. Who doesn't? The civilians?
No, even the most staunch members of his cabinet or his own, personal supporters, they're just not really all that for this war. It's I guess he wants to have something committed for history to remember him by, or, have some final flourish, or proving he's not weak or getting old or what have you. Grant, he's from a line of KGB people and he was a leader, by the way, one of the few to actually not have been executed inside their own building. Because when you're...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when it's it'd be like us killing the leader of the CIA over and over again, which maybe we do. I don't know.
Maybe it's possible.
Yeah, but basically it's I don't know if you just know too much or you're accruing too much power, so they just keep knocking them off, getting rid of them. You don't want to get too much power. You don't want to try to take over the government, or you know too much, or I don't know. But basically, most of the higher ups in their KGB and NKVD and all the FSB and everything, I don't know about the FSB. It's been rebranded.
All the Bs, basically.
Yeah, it's been NKVD was what it was in the Second World War, and then eventually became the KGB, and then eventually got rebranded into the Federal Security Bureau that it is
There's
today.
So many names. Oh my
God.
Crazy.
FSB. But yeah, there's literally just an execution chamber in the bottom of their building, of the yellow building, which is the KGB headquarters.
They still have it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's just a concrete room with a drainage going to the sewer.
Oh, but
That's
they don't use it.
I don't know about that. I can't say for certain they don't use it.
I'm hoping they don't. But...
I hope they don't having business parties down there. But yeah,
business parties.
They've killed so many people in that room. I think there was one documentary I watched, and it was the guy who was one of the executors there. It was probably the person in history who's personally killed the most people in history. I was oh wow. Whatever guy was the one that would sit in that room and shoot people when they brought them in.
That was right. I was okay.
Yeah, but at any rate, yeah, they bring him down there, and you have the former head of the KGB, who's this powerful spy master, is now crying and begging for his life as he's going to be brought down there. He's shot, and then they bring up the new guy. He's now the new leader of the KGB. Yeah, but he that never happened to him. He never was brought down kicking and screaming to that room and had his brains blown out and dumped in the sewer.
No, never-ending cycle.
Or maybe there's just so many of him he just respawned. I don't know. But yeah, he's one of the few leaders of the KGB to not have been killed in his own headquarters. Which is
he's just too intimidating.
That's so obviously he knows what he's doing, but I guess he wanted to have a flourish. So yeah, and maybe he's just getting crazy in his old age. I don't know.
He's a scary-looking guy. That's why he survived.
Yeah, that is for sure. I remember there was a video of like them building the Olympic Stadium in Russia, and it's like almost a decade behind schedule and massively over budget. Tons of corruption, obviously. And he I guess goes out there and personally visits it to see what's wrong with it, and you just see these like the heads of whatever the designing board or engineer or construction team or whatever, and when he turns and looks at them, they're sweating. They know they're gonna die if they say something wrong. Wow. They're terrified, or maybe they don't know they're gonna die exactly, but they're terrified of it.
Damn. Well, Alan, I have a question for you. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, not really.
But you witnessed an alien.
Not a one. Something potential that I didn't know what it was. Something flying around. So I don't know.
It's a UFO though. It's flying around. Is that not enough proof for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I just got massively in denial about it.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I guess.
It came out of the ground though. Can you believe that?
The ground? What? That was the water. We were watching. There was like a ton of them.
Oh, in the lake?
No, the ocean. We're on Catalina Island at the time.
Are you still kind of in denial? Oh
yeah, but at the end, it doesn't really bother me because like if aliens exist, then how does that affect me going to work or eating ramen noodles? Nothing.
Well,
does not change anything.
What do you mean? Like they could take over Earth?
And then what? What, they're gonna stop me eating my ramen noodles, and now I'm gonna be eating nutrient paste? Like what?
I mean, they might be mean. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they might be mean for sure.
They haven't appeared yet.
They just take away everyone's left pinky.
Yeah, or something like that. So are you still on the fence about aliens, or are you a little bit?
No, I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to think is my final answer on that. And I'm definitely not against it, I guess. But
this is a life-changing experience right here.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I just remember the other people there going like, "Oh, we're never going to talk about this ever again."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Keeping a secret?
Yeah, and I remember like other comments being like, Bigfoot could walk out here right now and be like, "Get the hell out of here, we're watching the aliens." Like that.
Bigfoot could be real though, I'm just saying. Have you seen Finding Bigfoot?
Yeah. Whatever happened with that? They
never found him.
Oh.
I for sure one episode I saw of that show, I for sure thought they found Bigfoot, because it looked like it was Bigfoot crouching down. But they never caught him. They just kind of stood there and stared at him.
So how are they supposed to catch him though? So imagine a gorilla, right?
Yeah.
What? Strong as heck. Built like a brick shit house, as they say. Now imagine they're even bigger. Bigger than a gorilla.
Yeah.
Bigfoot is supposed to be twice the size of a gorilla? That is some insane levels of strength.
I mean,
what are they supposed to do to catch it?
I mean, well,
what are you supposed to do? Get out and put a lasso it? What's it gonna do? Rip it right off?
You could get a huge net and capture him. Maybe a butterfly net. Or
if it's anything like a gorilla, they'd be gone. They're so quick. I guess they can yeah, they're pretty quick.
Could gun down Bigfoot. I'm not saying do that, but you want to actually catch Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's true. I always thought about that.
But they're supposed to find Bigfoot, not kill him. But
sometimes you can't. Beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, but that show had they had a CGI Bigfoot each episode, and they looked so funny to me.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I think it was Bigfoot on a bicycle, and it was so funny looking.
Yeah, no, it was I don't know. It was pretty weird. It was kind of like some, I guess, more low budget CGI. It was obviously made partially in fun, and probably someone who does it more as for fun more than seriously. And they obviously didn't have a huge budget, but it was always very amusing. Yeah, I agree.
But it was it wasn't even a black Bigfoot. It was a white Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, because they changed. Because they were saying I remember they're there's different Bigfoots, and Yeti's the same thing. Sasquatch, they're all the same thing. Yeah. They're just different.
Oh, they would be that's a squash right there.
Yeah, because it'd be I guess it'd be oh, that's an African versus a European swallow. They're both swallows at the end of the day. So all big Yeti things are all Bigfoot.
Oh, they would call it swallow? What kind of name is that?
No. I mean, you can have different species, I guess, of the same bird.
Oh, okay.
So,
they're describing it that way.
Yeah, so all Yetis, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, they're all the same thing, just different subsets, I guess.
Yeah. Well, before we go on this Johncast, do you have any Boy Scout stories?
Yeah. What are you looking for in particular?
Oh, wait. Actually, you should tell this one, the Oreo one.
The Oreo one?
Where somebody just brought Oreos.
Oh my goodness! Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. No, we had a guy named Sage, and he was super tall. Always wore Lady Gaga shirts all the time. He was pretty weird. But he was pretty weird. He kept a lizard from one of the camping trips, and he kept it alive for a year. He'd bring it to school.
You just bring the lizard on trips?
Yeah. Well, he found it on one of the trips.
Oh, a wild lizard?
Yeah, he just kept it. Yeah, pretty crazy. Anyway, you have someone who's a grocer. And they're groceries. They're the one who buys the food so you can eat. In our little group, I don't know what you call it, patrol. So it's about 6 people.
Boy Scout patrol.
Yeah, supposed to not. Well, yeah. So they're a little subgroup, and because there's a bunch of them, and they have one for the adults too. And there's always someone who buys all the food, make sure it gets there. Just making sure that somebody's making sure stuff's done instead of being a group project of, well, I thought you were the one who's going to get the food.
Yeah.
So it rotates on what jobs you have. And so for him, he was the grocer. And he bought and brought nothing but 40 packs of Oreos and big jars of spaghetti sauce. Really big jars of spaghetti sauce and 2 flats of orange soda.
Just Oreos and spaghetti sauce.
I don't know what he was thinking that 6 people were gonna live on that for I think 2 or 3 days. But we ended up trading off a lot of the Oreos and the soda. So we get food from other people, and then the adults came in clutch and made sure we had food to eat. But still, it was are you serious, Sage? Really? Oreos? You thought we were going to live? We're supposed to be burning calories, hiking or doing whatever. And you seriously think we're going to live on Oreos? Maybe that's what he lives on at home.
Oh, this was for 3 days?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was only for 1 night or something.
Yeah.
And didn't you say This is pretty gross, but you said somebody put like spaghetti sauce on the Oreos?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That
Happened several times. Several times. Absolutely.
Why though? Oh my
Before you... Because, there's only so many Oreos you eat before you get sick of it. And then you're kind of like, well, the spaghetti sauce doesn't have some nutrients more than the Oreo will, right?
But it ruins the Oreo if you put it on top of it.
Yeah. Or you just dip it in there. Like a cookie and milk. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I did it too. I can't really remember the flavor. So,
why did you do it?
Why not? I don't know.
Okay. I mean, it's not the worst combination. Well,
it probably wasn't that great.
Yeah.
I'll buy some Oreos and I'll buy some spaghetti sauce and I'll have a part 2 returning to the scene.
I'll put like that hot sauce you got.
Oh, I'm not doing that with an Oreo. No way.
Do you still use that hot sauce?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It might be expired, but does hot
I'm
sauce...
pretty sure it's expired. Yeah, it does.
It is, yeah.
They're supposed to be refrigerated, but something that hot, I don't know. Because, like, things that are, like, that's one way to preserve food is spice or salt or preservatives as we have modern day.
You said
something that's really, really spicy shouldn't go bad. Just like a bag of salt in a dry environment will not go bad. Things are not going to eat it. Sugar is another thing you can use to preserve things, because a lot of creatures don't like a lot of sugar.
But you said you would use that like sauce every day on like your eggs or something. Did you just stop that or?
No, yeah, that was like any hot sauce I could get. So I just got sick of eating them. But yeah, I think I did it a little bit. No, I definitely ate from it like maybe, a dozen or so times, and then decided that lifestyle wasn't for me. It was just too hot.
I know you got the hottest, well, one of the hottest hot sauces there.
Yeah, no, I think I got the hottest one just because of the this is the hottest hot sauce. Big regret.
Yeah, it's like, why would you use that?
Why did I ever do that? Like, why did I ever do that? They had like that one that was like the blueberry one. That one was so good. I should have got that. I'd have eaten the whole thing. But it's stupid of me just being like, it's the hottest sauce. Let's go. It's gonna be so funny. I know,
like eating the hottest hot sauce every day. I mean, you're probably like super tolerant to the sauce though.
Yeah, I built up quite a bit of tolerance to it, but it just got to the point where I'm like, this is not worth it. And then I kind of stopped eating hot sauce as a whole for after that.
Yeah.
Like I just did not eat hot sauce anywhere near as much as I used to. It was just kind of like the breaking point, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, that blueberry one was, from what I remember, was pretty good.
It was definitely very unique for, because that's not what you think of when you think of hot sauce, right? You don't think like blueberries, so it's just.
But the last time I was there, it was like, I ate one of the hottest hot sauces, and I had like no water on me, so I was like trying to find the drinking fountain, like I was running back and forth, crazy. But they gave me like a lollipop. Apparently that cures like sweet and sour, but it did work.
Not spice. Oh, it did work. Oh, okay.
Or it did work, not didn't.
No, when we were there, they dipped a toothpick. So you have like a tiny little droplet on the end of the toothpick. You suck that in your mouth, and you have salt. Just a spoonful of salt. That's what you had to deal with it.
Oh wait. Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty effective. It's a really tiny amount of sauce and then salt, spoonful of salt, and that's how you deal with it.
Yeah.
But it's not pleasant.
I don't think they serve the salt anymore. I don't remember. Yeah. Well, anyways, we've been going on for a long time here, so thank you, A-Train, for being my guest on the podcast. And yeah,
it's always great being on the JonTron podcast.
Yeah, I love. This is the official JonTron podcast, by the way. And wait, what is this? Okay, I'll check out this meme later. But
no, that's me eating the hot sauce on a chicken nugget.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. There was a part 2, but I didn't upload it. But I was dying. Okay. Because that was a lot of the sauce. I'm like on the couch going. almost crying.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is the end of the podcast, and thanks for watching.
Oh yeah.